Welcome everyone to the SERL Hot Wheels Cup Series Season 2 Race 5 at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, also known as the Brickyard, where we have 42 great drivers ready to take on this 2.5-mile rectangle super speedway that is just simply legendary. I think that out of all the racetracks in the world, this track has just more history and just more moments than any other racetrack in the world. So for the SERL, it is always a huge honor to come to this racetrack for not just the first time, but for the second season in a row. When we were here for a season ago, season 1, race 5, it wasn't actually, we weren't intended on coming here. This event replaced another event that just couldn't host uh, the race. And I forget what race that was, but there were some keynotes to remember. This season he drives the 88. Last season he drove the 41. Dale Scott just dominated that race. And then after a cycle of pit stops, he lost the lead to the eventual winner, John Bell, who is not in this season. But the thing is, if Dale Scott can get himself towards the front, I think he could be a contender. And Dale Scott is also coming off of momentum from winning last week's race at Seattle. His it was a first for many. I know it was his first win. I think it was also his first top 5, top 10, maybe even top 20. It's been a struggling season for him, and maybe his win at Seattle can turn things around. But anyway, another theme that that SERL officials have been noticing, and if you've been noticing this a little bit, you'd realize this too. So far, out of all 3 series, this series is just not favoring the winners. The highest winning driver in the points is Daniel Royals, the Daytona 500 winner. Currently, has 17 points. That means the top 16 points have not gotten a win. So it turns out that so far, already 4 races into the season, the non-winners are proving to be the most consistent. And when I look at the top 10 points from first to 10th, we have Andrew Gorman, Johnny Mills, Jacob Reed, Blaine Keys, Aiden Saunders, Torn Dieter, Isaac Nichols, the 5 of Ariana Parks, the 62 of Karen Blake, and the 43 of Riley Smith. That is your top 10, and a lot of these positions shifted, or maybe even all of them shifted after last week's eventful race at Seattle. Andrew Gorman is the new points leader. This is the first time he is atop of the points, and he also has a little bit of momentum coming from Memphis, where he didn't lead every single lap, but the thing is, he led most of them. And winning the race with just the hill ups to go, getting past Payne Keys, who in this series drives the 55. But anyway, I think that is pretty much all I really have to say. So now, let's get the cars rolling off at the Brickyard. So here is the starting lineup. So our top 10 starting drivers are Eric Almerhart, Abe Troxell, Jim Kelly, Johnny Mills, Cliff Buchanan, Nick Smith, Carter Sinclair, Isaac Nichols, Biff Crafton, Bubba Buchanan. That is your top 10. Eric Almerhart, the pole center. He had a pretty solid finish, or actually a pretty great finish, a season ago. And I think he finished third. He finished either third or fourth. He wasn't really too much of a factor all day long a season ago, but with him being on the pole and having clean air, he could be the one to watch out for today. Also, while I look at the top 10, you have Johnny Mills, who comes into race second points, only 1 point behind Andrew Gorman. Isaac Nichols, who had the points lead. He had the points lead entering Seattle after getting it from Portland, but lost it in a crash. And Cliff Buchanan is actually 16 points. No, not Cliff Buchanan. It's actually his brother Bubba Buchanan, starting in the 10th position. He is the last driver. Well, he's 16 points, and right behind him is the highest driver with a win, Daniel Boyles. But anyway, I feel like that as I show you the rest of the field here, I think the type of race we'll get today, I expect it to be a clean race. I don't know if it'll be as wild as a season a season ago, but we'll just have to see. The racetrack is is definitely a super speedway like size, but the thing is, it kind of has elements of like a short track a little bit with how narrow the groove is. It's even hard to even go like too wide because of how flat the racetrack is. But anyway, the green flag is out at the Brickyard with Eric Almerhart leading. He gets a great start, and Agent Truxell, it looks like he might pull in behind him. I think the troll spot today is going to be either exiting turn 1 or turn 3. Anyway, I noticed, I think it was Blank Keys here, and Cameron Blake here in 62, and what are these two drivers doing? They are hooking together here. Oh my gosh, they're here in the grass! Goes both of them! Okay, that's gonna bring out caution here. Right from the racetrack here. Oh my god, Payne Keys are here! Luke Blanker here at the tail end of the field. Oh my goodness, here. Pretty serious crash to start the day. Oh my goodness, there are more cars involved. Andrew Brandt, Peter Saviano, Cody Hagan in the 22 has some damage. So is Riley Smith right here. Some of these drivers were high up in the points entering this week. It looked like that all started coming off a turn number 1 here, where I think the first contact was between Cameron Blake and Blank Keys, and I don't know if Blank Keys or Cameron Blake were like mad at each other, or something just like broke. It was kind of a strange crash to start the day, but let's take a look and see what happened. This all started not with contact between Cameron Blake and Blank Keys, but Blank Keys and Leasing Gonzalez are here. And what happens here is that once they get to turns, well, not turns, 1, 2, turn number 2 here, Blank Keys are here. He was carrying way too much speed, which is how he was able to get right alongside Cameron Blake here. But the thing is, look at this here. They are 4 wide right here, and at the Brickyard 4 wide almost just never really ever works here. And also Blank Keys also got in the curving and in the grass, which caused him to go back up here, and Cameron Blake exiting turn number 2. But then right here, things just simply got worse here when they hooked together here. I think possibly they were like stuck together here. And as you can see, they split back to the right here. And at that point, it looked like that they were going to stay right here. But Blank Keys turned right more sharper than Cameron Blake here, which caused them to go back to the left. And both drivers here are going to take a hard look here into this inside wall. You can't see right here, but both drivers here, it looked like both drivers took about 190 mile per hour hit into that inside wall, which does not seem to have a barrier, so I hope that both of them are okay. But the thing is, Cameron Blake here, he comes back on the track right here, and the thing is, while most of the field avoids them, Cody Hagan, actually Cody Hagan gets through right here, but Payne Keys does not, so does Luke Walker and Riley Smith, all starting towards the rear of the field. So that's what happened to them. Now let's take a look and see what happened up front with Andrew Brandt and Cody Hagan. I believe something broke on Peter Saviano's Ford, because to me, while you can see right here, he dropped considerably right here, entering turn number 3. And the thing is, the straights are thinner than the corners, which is why Andrew Brandt kind of had nowhere to go right here. Andrew Brandt here takes a hard look in Pierre Saviano. Kevin Saunders gets some damage, so does Club Captain, and that's where Cody Hagan gets his damage. And we're actually going to go on board Pierre Saviano in just a second to see or to hear if something did break on his car, because to me that was just simply a strange crash. For a moment, it looked like Portland could help turn things around for this team, but it just hasn't happened yet. But anyway, we're just gonna hear if something broke on the car. It's kind of hard to tell, because the thing is, you don't hear like the normal sound and then just like abrupt like mechanical failures. You know what I'm saying? Um, so just simply overall, just a weird situation. But unfortunately might end his day, as well as Andrew Brandt's and Cody Hagan's. Cameron Blake started near the front, and it looked like that he could easily gain some points on drivers that on his closest competitors in the points. But now all he's going to do is just lose points from first the hard impact into the inside wall, but also the hard impact from Payne Keys. this was not the start I was actually expecting. I was expecting to actually go several laps green, but after that, lap one, uh, disaster. Andrew Brandt, Blaine Keys, Karen Blake, Pierce Saviano, Payne Keys, and Luke Walker will all be out of the race, and all will take pretty major hits in the point standings. As I show you where everyone else will restart. So we look at the restart here on lap 6:24. So this is going to be a long race here, but I feel like that possibly, I think there's a good chance that we could be in for a very long green flag run, and I feel like that we also could be in for maybe not a whole lot of like side-by-side racing, and I think definitely lead changes, just simply because Indianapolis Motor Speedway, it's just a tough racetrack to pass on. But as the pace car pulls down the road, Eric Almerhart, who got that great finish a season ago, is going to lead us back to the green flag. Jim Kelly in the 20, it looked like he actually got a better restart than Eric Almerhart did. And Jim Kelly in the 20, his season has just not been going off the way he started. I think he's possibly got involved in some kind of crash every single week, I think. But anyway, now all of a sudden, here comes Nick Smith in the 38, looking to the inside. He also got a pretty good finish here a season ago. I don't know if it was a top 5, but it was definitely a top 10. I can't remember that. But anyway, here, Eric Almerhart and Nick Smith, it looks like as of right now, experience is really paying off right now. But anyway, can Nick Smith here get the run, enter in turn number 4? Let's see here. As behind me here, we have Jim Kelly, Abe Troxel in the 17. Abe Troxel comes into this race, I don't believe, not inside the top 25 points. I am correct. And Johnny Wilson here, the way things are right now, he could be the points leader. And right behind him, we have Cliff Buchanan, Biff Crafton, Carter Sinclair, Jacob Reed, Isaac Nichols. But anyway, as we go back up to the front, Eric Almerhart, he is still the leader. Right here. And as you can see, pretty much unlike what we saw at Seattle, where they were 3-4 wide just after a restart, everything is starting to turn into just a long snake of single file racing. And I think that is what we'll see throughout the whole entire day. It's just super hard to pass at any. That's just simply the truth. And the thing is, if you pay attention to the surface, you can see that like one lane groove right there. The biggest opportunity to pass it here is just entering turn number 3. It's like in turn number 3, that's where you set up the pass, and turn number 4, that's where you finalize the pass. And the same goes for turns 1 and 2. But anyway, coming out of turn 4 here, Eric Almerhart, he is going to lead our lap here as he's just sailing away. He seems to have just no fears right now. For a moment, I thought the caution was out. But anyway, Eric Almerhart, he comes into this race. I don't believe he is inside the top 25 in points, I believe. Nope, he's not. So this would just simply be a very great day for him. Nick Smith in the 38, on the other hand, he comes into this race 15 points. So the thing is, he's not like bad, but he's also not like where I think he wants to be, which is up there inside the top 10, top 5 in points. And I think if he can stay right around this area, he will definitely be able to get inside at least the top 10. Right behind him right here, it looks like Biff Crafton is also trying to join this mixer here. Biff Crafton comes into this race 12th in points here, and he's had a pretty solid season right here. I think just simply, I think it's like if you, I think like what's possibly getting in his way here is qualifying. He needs to improve on his qualifying position, because if you qualify good, you're more likely to stay out of trouble, because I think that's what's caused him to slip back just a little bit here, because I remember him finishing, I believe, second in the Daytona 500 behind Daniel Boyles. But then all of a sudden it's just falling off here a little bit here. But anyway, now we have a battle for the leader here. Johnny Mills in the 48 here looking to take the lead away from Eric Almerhart. He didn't do it that time, but if he makes the pass entering, if he makes the pass on this lap, he will definitely be the leader. Anyway, we are now almost halfway through the event as Johnny Mills now takes the lead. This will be a great points day for Johnny Mills if he can just win this race or finish right around here. Because the thing is, Andrew Gorman, yesterday's winner at Memphis, and the points that are coming in, where is he? He is currently stuck mid-packer here. Right all between Torrin Deere here, Matt Hoshkis, Austin Kennedy, Garrett Sinor, Kendall Maynor in the 21, just in front of this pack. So yeah, so this is not really the day Andrew Gorman really wanted. How about a season ago winner, Dale Scott? Dale Scott, sorry. It looks like Dale Scott, he is moving up here because I don't remember him starting that close to the top 10. I think Dale Scott and a bunch of others are hoping for a caution because it would give him a better chance at really moving up to the front. But anyway, Johnny Mills here. He continues to lead here, but the thing is, he's currently not pulling the lead yet here. Eric Almerhart, he is still right behind him. And it looks like Eric Almerhart, he might get the lead back here. Let's go on board with him. Johnny Mills really got a good run off of turn 1, and it looks like the same for turn number 2. Right here on the backstretch, it looks like his car gets up to 191 miles per hour, and then through the corners, it slows down to about 184. So he's almost wide open. I think Harry's here. Oh my goodness, he actually got a little bit of a shove from Jim Kelly in the 20 here. And slowly creeping his way up there here as Johnny Mills is now pulling away is Brickyard in the A3. Oops. Brickyard in the A3 as he now gets by Eric Almerhart. It looks like Bill Crafton, he could be a surprise here if he can get by Jim Kelly. Anyway, right behind him, we have two drivers here having a very good run here. Carter Sinclair and Nate Troxell. Two drivers that both have their ups and downs, but mainly downs for the most part. Carter Sinclair comes into this race 9 points. Right behind him, the 14 Bubba Buchanan. These are two drivers that had a little bit of a run-in 2 weeks ago at Portland. But anyway, Eric Almerhart, he looks to take third back from Bill Crafton here. So don't count out Eric Almerhart just because he's led most of this race and has fallen back a couple positions. But anyway, now can Jim Kelly chase down the leader? I think the last lap Johnny Mills had the lead by about half a second. Now it's down to 4/10 of a second. Yeah, it looks like let's see if Jim Kelly actually gains on Johnny Mills over there. It's now back to 5/10. It looks like Johnny Mills is actually taking a slightly higher route. I wonder if someone like Jim Kelly could use that later in the race. It could be some. I think it is something worth trying, maybe. Right behind him, the 15 of Eric Allmer. He is looking to take a second backer here. Sorry, was not paying attention to the time limit once again. Anyway, Eric Allmer here. Well, my goodness, Jim Kelly gets a great run here on the high side. Yeah, that's what I was talking about here. I think if Jim Kelly could use the high side, it could work to his advantage here. But it looks like Eric Allmer, at the moment, if there are two drivers that look like, if there are two drivers that I think are going to win this race, it'll either be Johnny Mills or Eric Allmer. And behind me here, if we go green the rest of the way, they will catch Cody Hagan and Riley Smith possibly as we go through the rest of the field. Dale Scott is slowly creeping his way inside the top 5. He has not been falling back ever since the start. He's just been moving up, and up. And now we're here. Can Eric Allmer here finally make the pass? He doesn't have, as the last right now, he just does not have enough time right here. As the last time by, Andrew Brandt almost had 3/4 of a second lead over second place of Jim Kelly last time by. But now right here, Eric Allmer, he looks to take second away. And now it looks like Bubba Buchanan looks to take fourth away from Biff Crafton in 83. The more these drivers stay side by side, the more happier Johnny Mills is. But now Eric Allmer, he finalizes the pass. And now let's see if he can go after Johnny Mills. It looks like that when this race is over, Johnny Mills will be credited with most laps led. But like I said earlier, is the caution out? The caution is out for what? Oh, Kevin Saunders are here. Is that an engine failure? Alan Souza, his rough season continues in the 31. That looks to be it. I'm going to say that it was possibly a crash, either exiting turn number 2 or maybe entering turn number 1. But let's take a look and see what happened with both of these drivers. They had all this room to avoid the crash, but they didn't use it right here. Because watch this right here. We're gonna put this in an extra slow motion here. Alan Souza here goes down, so Club Crafton must go down, but unfortunately he can't go down much more longer here because Justin Galabas here in 27 comes down here, and the two of them here, they just took together right here. And Dean Orton does a great job here to avoid the crash. So does Charles Belding. Club Crafton gets some damage. Johnny Mills goes for a spin, but then right here, Kevin Saunders here just hits the 31 of Alan Souza very hard here. So it looks like for Alan Souza and Kevin Saunders, that's going to be the end of their days at the Brickyard. But it looks like, for the most part, that's pretty much what happened. Let's just take you back to the green flag. Here is the running order. So as I saw coming, Alan Souza and Kevin Saunders are now out of the race, leaving 34 cars on the lead lap, 5 cars in the garage. But anyway, when I look up around here, there are definitely some drivers that unless something happens like a crash or a mechanical failure, some drivers will really get some really good days. Johnny Mills is one of them. Johnny Mills, he'll benefit greatly in the points, but there are other drivers like Jim Kelly who have just been struggling this season. If drivers like him can finish in that area, like top 5, top 10, it'll just simply be a great day for them. And also, I don't want to leave out last season's winner, Dale Scott, in the 88. I don't want to leave him out. But anyway, coming out to number 4 here, we only just have 2 more laps to go. What's going to happen right here? Johnny Mills gets a great restart. Wow, he just sails ahead. I was honestly not expecting that. Right behind him right here. Here comes Jim Kelly here to the inside of Eric Allmer. I think Johnny Mills might have just won the race. But anyway, Johnny Mills are here. He gets to turns 1, 2 are here. Yeah, it definitely looks like Johnny Mills. He is definitely running a little higher up than what most of the drivers seem to be doing. And for him, it's just working here. But is there any chance that Jim Kelly could catch Johnny Mills here? We haven't really seen Jim Kelly really gain too much speed or gain enough speed to catch and later pass Johnny Mills. But anyway, white flag is in the air. One more lap to go for Johnny Mills. For Johnny Mills, unless something serious happens, this is just simply going to be a great day in the points for him. And now all of a sudden here, we now have a battle for second point here. Jim Kelly and Bubba Buchanan right here. Can Bubba Buchanan get a good run in turns 3 and 4 maybe? It might be a little too late here as they now go through turns 3 and 4. But anyway, Johnny Mills are here in the 48 Low Chevrolet. He is just from Daytona. He did have one bad week at Portland, but other than that, it has just been a solid, consistent season for him. And coming out of turn 4, he will get his first career win in the Hall Cup Series and first one of his career in the SERL. And this shot is being taken from the tower. But anyway, that is the race. So here is the finishing results as everyone comes down the road. So our top 10 finishing drivers are Johnny Mills, Jim Kelly, Bubba Buchanan, Eric Alberhart, Bibb Crafton, Dale Scott, Clint Buchanan, Lisa Gonzalez, Carter Sinclair, Abe Troxel. And as I said before, there are some drivers that are really going to have great days in the points, like Johnny Mills. He's going to definitely benefit. Bibb Crafton as well. He's another driver. And for Dale Scott, 2 consecutive weeks in a row after just having a struggling season. And for Jim Kelly, I think this is really his first race that he's run really, really well. And the thing is, entering the season, there were a lot of high hopes for a driver that came super close to winning the championship a season ago. And it looks like that Jim Kelly is possibly back now. But we'll just have to see. Other drivers like Lisa Gonzalez, who came really close to winning last week at Seattle, get a nice solid top 10 finish. Abe Troxel gets a good finish after saying earlier that he did not come into speaking entering the top 25 in points. He might be in it now. But anyway, as we show you the rest of the finishing order, I think drivers that suck to see finisher here was, I think, obviously Blaine Keys and Cameron Blake started inside the top 15 and were high up in points. They are definitely going to take major blows. And for drivers like Luke Walker and Payne Keys, they still just cannot seem to be getting things just turned around for the good. Same for Andrew Brandt and Kevin Summers and Alan Souza. But anyway, that's pretty much all I have to say. So next week, oh, darn it, I actually forget where they're going next week. I did not look at the schedule, unfortunately. So maybe I'll have something posted on the screen, or maybe I'll just keep it a surprise. But anyway, I would like to thank everyone for watching this race and this weekend overall. And be sure to rate, comment, subscribe, and bye. Congrats to Johnny Mills.